Alright, my friend. It's almost 6. I'm here waiting for my wife to get off work at 6:20. And while waiting, I'm going to just read Never Let Me Go. So since yesterday, I finally started understanding the story. The context of the story. I asked Claude to explain what was really going on. Because at first, I didn't really make much sense. All these kids were staying at a boarding school. I didn't know what it means when they were saying like they were carols or they're donors. And now finally it clicked. It made sense. It's a science fiction novel. It's a story about kids that were raised as clones, and the only mission in their life is to donate their organs. And yeah, they would eventually die after several times of organ donations. And it's quite sad to think about, and it's kind of horrifying. But anyway, I'm gonna just try to read it and understand how author really create this story. I want to learn how to write stories like this, man. I'll start from chapter 2. I've read this part many times, but it doesn't hurt. This was all a long time ago, so I might have some of it wrong. But my memory of it is that my approaching Tommy that afternoon was part of the phase I was going through around that time, something to do with compulsively setting myself challenges, and I'd more or less forgotten all about it when Tommy stopped me a few days later. I don't know how it was where you were, but at Hailsham we had to have some form of medical almost every week, usually up in room 18 at the very top of the house, with storm nurse Trisha, or Crowface as we called her. That Sunday morning, a crowd of us was going up the central staircase to be examined by her, while another lot she just finished with was on its way down. So the stairwell was filled with echoing noise, and I was climbing the steps head down, just following the heels of the person in front, when a voice near me went, "Kath." Tommy, who was in the stream come down, had stopped dead on the stairs with a big open smile that immediately irritated me. A few years earlier, maybe, if we ran into someone we were pleased to see, we'd put on that sort of look, but we were 13 by then, and this was a boy running into a girl in a very public situation. I felt like saying, "Tommy, why don't you grow up?" But I stopped myself, and I said instead, "Tommy, you're holding everyone up, and so am I." He glanced upwards, and sure enough, the flight above was already grinding to a halt. For a second, he looked panicked. Then he squeezed himself right into the wall next to me, so it was just about possible for people to push past. Then he said, "Kath, I've been looking all over for you. I meant to say sorry. I'm really sorry. I honestly didn't mean to hit you the other day. I wouldn't dream of hitting a girl. And even if I did, I'd never want to hit you. I'm really sorry." "It's okay, an accident, that's all." I gave him a nod and made him to move away, but Tommy said brightly, "The shirt's alright now. It all washed out." "That's good. It didn't hurt, did it, when I hit you?" "Sure, fractured skull, concussion, the lot. Even Crowface might notice it. That's if I ever get up there. But seriously, Kath, no hard feelings, right? I'm awfully sorry. I am, honestly." I gave him a smile and said with no irony, "Look, Tommy, it was an accident and is now 100% forgotten. I don't hold it against you one tiny bit." He still looked unsure, but now some older students were pushing behind him, telling him to move. He gave me a quick smile and patted my shoulder like he might do to a younger boy, and pushed his way into the flow. Then, as I began to climb, I heard him shout from below, "See you, Kath." I'd found the whole thing mildly embarrassing, but it didn't lead to any teasing or gossip. And I must admit, if it hadn't been for that encounter on the stairs, I probably wouldn't have taken the interest I did in Tommy's problems over the next several weeks. I saw few of the incidents myself, but mostly I heard about them, and when I did, I quizzed people until I got more or less full account. There were more temper tantrums, like the time Tommy was supposed to have heaved over two desks in room 14, spilling all the contents on the floor, while the rest of the class, having escaped on the landing, barricaded the door to stop him coming out. There was the time Mr. Christopher had to pin back his arms to stop him attacking Reggie D during football practice. Everyone could see too. When the senior two boys went to their fields run, Tommy was the only one without a running partner. He was a good runner and would quickly open up 10-15 yards between him and the rest, maybe thinking this would disguise the fact that no one wanted to run with him. Then there were rumors almost every day of pranks that had been played on him. A lot of these were the usual stuff, weird things in his bed, a worm in his cereal, but some of it sounded pornously nasty. Like the time, I'll skip this part. His size and strength, and I suppose that temper, meant no one tried actual physical bullying. But from what I remember, for a couple of months at least, this instance kept coming. I thought sooner or later someone would start saying it had gone too far, but it just kept on, and no one said anything. Alright, from now on I'll just read quietly, not because I don't feel comfortable, but maybe I feel slightly uncomfortable because there are more people coming downstairs after work. They will notice this guy just recording a video and reading books aloud, which is totally fine. I'd love to let people notice me, and I'm just so comfortable with that. But still, I'm still slightly uncomfortable because I don't want to show people that what I'm doing. I'd rather just enjoy reading by myself and enjoy the story. Thanks for reading with me. Bye.